Hi there. Welcome back to Put Games to Work. I'm glad you're here. Today we'll be following Simon Sinek's lead by starting with why. Why should we and our organizations invest time and resources in instructional games? If we don't have a good answer to this fundamental question, then there's little reason to investigate how we do it well. Now, if you're looking to get started with instructional games, you need to bring your stakeholders along and gain their advocacy, which can be tough in some situations. Stakeholders in many organizations that I've interacted with often start with an aversion to games. We take our work seriously here. We don't play games. The aversion to games seems based on the idea that work and play are mutually exclusive. The idea is that play is like the dessert that you earn after the entree of work. To bring these stakeholders along, we need a good why. We need a why that appeals to the values of our stakeholders. So, we're going to be coming back to this question of why a number of times over the course of the series. For now, I'm going to suggest a strategy for answering this question that has worked for me in the past. Put simply, a well-designed instructional game creates specific challenges that test and build work skills in an engaging and immersive way. To illustrate this, we need a basic definition of what a game is. Now, we could spend hours on this topic alone, and as we seek to define what a game is, in order to identify its instructional value, I invite you to add your thoughts and suggestions in the comments below. For now, we'll start with how the philosopher Bernard Suits defines game in his book, The Grasshopper: Games, Life, and Utopia. Suits starts with a basic definition. Playing a game is a voluntary attempt to overcome unnecessary obstacles. Now, we'll move on to his more detailed definition in a moment. But first, let's unpack this basic definition with an example that Suits himself uses. Golf. Let's say you and I are playing a round of golf when an alien descends from the sky, approaches us, and asks us what we're doing. We might explain golf by starting with the objective. The goal of golf is to get this ball into that hole way over there. And the alien says, I too can golf, and picks up the ball and begins walking toward the hole to place the ball in the hole. We stop the alien. And we say, no, you're not allowed to walk the ball to the hole. And the alien shrugs and throws the ball towards the hole. And we say, no, you're not allowed to throw it either. You must use these sticks called clubs to hit the ball toward the hole. The alien grabs a club and begins tapping the ball over and over again toward the hole. No, we say. Your goal is to hit the ball into the hole in as few attempts as possible using only golf clubs. And the alien says to us, you seem to have introduced many unnecessary obstacles to getting the ball into the hole. Why? We answer, because that's what makes the game challenging and fun for us. In golf, we voluntarily attempt to get a ball into a hole by overcoming the unnecessary obstacles of using clubs and hitting the ball as few times as we can to achieve the desired outcome. But these unnecessary obstacles are what introduce challenge, and meeting the challenge requires us to create and build skill in a way that we find intrinsically enjoyable, at least for those who enjoy golf. So when we create instructional activities, we seek to create challenges that test and build skill, and that's exactly what well-designed games do. So there's a strong parallel between the structure of instructional activities and the structure of games. Now let's dive into Suits' more detailed definition of a game. To play a game is to attempt to achieve a specific state of affairs using only means permitted by the rules, where the rules prohibit use of more efficient in favor of less efficient means, and where the rules are accepted just because they make possible such activity. Now there's a lot going on in this definition, so let's break it down into its component parts. To play golf is to attempt to achieve a specific state of affairs, the ball ending up in the hole. In other words, games are oriented towards outcomes, using only means permitted by the rules, using a set of clubs, for instance, where the rules prohibit use of more efficient means, such as walking the ball to the hole or flinging it with a slingshot, in favor of less efficient means. It's actually really hard to hit a golf ball well with a golf club. So games create challenges that test and build skill, and where the rules are accepted just because they make possible such activity. In other words, we accept these obstacles and limitations because it creates the conditions by which we are challenged in ways we enjoy. Games create the conditions for rich engagement, where players participate because they want to, not because they have to. Now here's the crucial piece. What happens when the skills that are challenged in a game map to skills used on the job? In those cases, playing a game can challenge and improve skills that are relevant to work. And isn't that exactly what organizations want and expect from their L&D areas? Don't we want our L&D areas to build experiences that create the conditions by which learners are challenged to achieve an outcome, overcoming obstacles by building and using work skills in ways that are engaging and fulfilling? So this definition and analysis of what games are helps us understand that the divisions we create between work and play are artificial and misguided. Well-structured and designed play can make you better at your work if the skills tested in the game are relevant to the work. So I hope this helps you communicate the value of instructional games to your stakeholders. Try to understand where your stakeholders are in their view of play to help them understand the value of play at work. Appeal to resistant stakeholders by asking them about the games or sports that they play, and ask why they play them. Ask them about the skills they build in the games or sports that they play, and ask them to consider that if games can build skills, then games can be valuable to the organization if they build skills that are important to the organization in ways that engage employees so they participate because they want to, not because they're expected to. I look forward to reading your comments and engaging in some conversation. If you use these reasons with your stakeholders, let us know how it goes so that we can learn from your experience. Take care, and we'll see you next time.